Tuesdays is known as $2 Tuesdays at WagerTalk.com and SportsMemo.com, where you can get the hottest handicappers, best bet, or daily package for only $2.
All right, guys, welcome in on a very happy Tuesday. I think I'll have to get back to you on that. It's been quite a long week, but time for another edition of the NBA Tip-Off Show, of course, powered by WagerTalk.com. Just about a dozen or so regular season games left before we got to start talking play-in games. We've got playoffs just around the corner. It's hard to believe, but what a season it has been in the association, but we're not done yet. We got ourselves a handful of games here tonight. 4, in fact, we're going to break down for you, and we're going to do it with the original OG crew here as Ski Prophet in the house in the Las Vegas vicinity there, guys. Tony Finn, he too is in Las Vegas, although you'd never know it since he didn't bother to show up at all over the last, week or so. And then there's Rob Vino, who unfortunately has been snowed in since about June. Joining us here. Gentlemen, welcome in. Ski, what is going on, brother? It was a pleasure to finally get to hang with you, man, out in Vegas this past weekend. Quite the shit show. Absolutely. We got to meet a lot of really cool people and a lot of guys that watch the show here, and we certainly do appreciate the support. But what do you got for us locked and loaded here today, if anything? I saw you at the Westgate last night cashing them tickets. What do you got tonight for us?
First off, it was good. Definitely good hanging with you, Joe. Everything good except for that rigged blackjack table. But other than that, we had a lot of fun. As far as, I usually come on here and say how I've done the past, since the season has had enough games to play. But like you said, it's been a long week. I haven't actually looked and updated, but I know yesterday I went 5-2. So far today, I've made one play, and I'm going to try and talk the rest out with you guys.
All right, good stuff there. 4 games on total here tonight, Tony Finn. Listen, now one would think with the craziness that has been March Madness, leaving a few less people maybe betting on the NBA here. Maybe some edges to be had. What do you got for us tonight at WagerTalk.com?
I have 3. I've taken 3 positions from tonight's 4-game card, and I have 1 player prop. So 3 games, 1 player prop, all available, 1 package if you want for $29 only at WagerTalk.
Tony, I was looking for that Embiid, Harden, Tyrese Maxey all hitting 3 threes prop, but couldn't find it. Yes, I was looking for it. I couldn't find it, though, for you there. Here's a man who's got a lot of things going on at WagerTalk.com. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Bino, are you the $2 handicapper today at WagerTalk.com, which means you got a best bet for $2, don't you?
I do. As a matter of fact, up and available right now, WagerTalk.com, today's $2 handicapper. So you can go over there and get that as we speak. College basketball also up. As usual, guys, the NBA, something that the card is never totally filled out until the end of the day as we await some news on personnel. But it's been a good run. 19-8, last 27, 70%. Last 5 weeks. Number 1 in profit in the NBA at WagerTalk.com, 50.4% return on investment. So been a good run for a while now. We'll see if we can get that continue today.
Oh, good stuff here, guys. Also, I have an opportunity for you to hop on board for the rest of the NBA season with Bino. I'll tell you about that coming up here at the end. But let us start here, gentlemen, with our contrarian play of the day. Now, a little birdie told me this play yesterday might have involved the Sixers, and I think the contrarian gods were mocked. on the show, but we'll let that pass because tonight we got bigger fish to fry here, gentlemen. Let's look at the Chicago Bulls getting 8. Now, I saw this morning, 5.5, and obviously the money continuing to come in on the Bulls. The second of a on the Bucks rather, but second of a back-to-back for the Bulls. Still some injury concerns for the Bulls. I don't believe Middleton either, though, is going for Milwaukee here tonight, Ski. It just feels like at 5.5 is one thing. Now we're 8, maybe even 8.5. So are you willing to back the contrarian gods and go with the Bulls as a dog tonight?
I get it. Some of these games, the lines move and it becomes exaggerated, and the other team comes out and wins. Like when they see a star player out, for example, like yesterday with Miami. But even without Chris Middleton, I like the Bucks here. You already mentioned they have 2 days rest compared to 0. You guys know I play on that rest advantage all year long. And if I think who's the better team, I think Milwaukee's the clear-cut better team. And if you're asking who's going to win this game, I say they win it. When they win, they have 44 wins. They've covered 34 of them. They win by an average of 13.7 points per game. The Bulls, they've only covered 3 of their 29 losses. They lose by an average of 13.2 points per game. I'm taking a team I think is better in this one with more rest. And I got in early. I think they win by double digits. I would still take them right now. I'm against the contrarian tonight.
All right. Screw you, contrarian gods. Did a lot of that there. A lot of middle fingers there in Vegas to the contrarian gods this week there, Tony Finn. But what about you, man? Are you a believer that Middleton, it doesn't make a difference here tonight with the Milwaukee Bucks?
It's different. Without Middleton in the lineup, the Bucks are a couple points less than offensively, and actually a point better defensively. And in this game, listen, if I'm going to be on this game, I was on the Bulls last night. No one really agreed to that play, but the Bulls were at home. And when they're at home, they're pretty tough. In fact, nobody's better against the number as a home team than the Bulls, as a home favorite than the Bulls. In fact, cashing about a 70% clip, even with some of the struggles they've had recently. Here's my take on this. I would be taking the points in this game for several reasons. No Middleton. There's a chance that Giannis, he's questionable. He's going to play. How many minutes is he going to play? And how hard is this team going to be pushing? The Bulls are in a different situation. They were the number 1 team in the East for a long time, and now they're 5th, and their goal is to hang on in one of those top 6 spots. If you look at the Bulls totals, they went through a stretch where defensively they were horrible. They didn't have ball. They had they had a number of injuries, and now they're down to essentially just ball. There's a chance tonight they may not have Levine. He may not play. In fact, I don't think he will play unless you guys know differently. He's still listed as questionable, but from my intel, I think he's out. And while I like the Bulls here getting the points, my play on this game would be to the under. Listen, if you look at the Bulls unders, I think they're three overs to 12 unders their last 15 games, mostly because these totals are starting to be a little bit inflated. In fact, the last time these two met, the total was 240, and it came in at 230. So let's see how it works out. But give me the Bulls. I'm with the contrarians, and I'm in the under.
Thank God there, Tony, because as sure as I am sitting here, Rob Vino is no way going to reverse course and kiss the contrarian god's ass. I just know he's not, man. I got a feeling he's going to double flip us off here. So Rob Vino, still a lot of injury, I guess, question marks, certainly on a back-to-back for Chicago. Patrick Williams, we know how many minutes is he going to play if he plays at all. Levine, it feels like it's just going to keep going up and up and up, though. So how do you feel about the Bulls getting now 8 points in this matchup tonight?
I'm a little bit surprised, Joe, that it just continued to raise given the Middleton information, right? I mean, I can understand Giannis, listed as probable. Okay, let's get on the Bucks. But then when you find out Chris Middleton isn't going, maybe the line doesn't just keep soaring up and up and up the way it has. But I'm glad you brought up the point of the Bulls roster as well. Because listen, the last 4 times that they've been in back-to-back situations, 3 of the 4, they rested Zach LaVine either first game or second game. He played last night. Chances are real good he rests here. And the Patrick Williams debut last night on a minutes limit last night. Are you going to bring him back-to-back? Or are you going to play him even less minutes? I mean, so there's 2 guys right there that you have to be a little leery of where the Bulls are concerned. This particular game, these 2 teams played, I don't know, it was about 3 weeks ago or so. Milwaukee 5-point favorite in Chicago. Chicago on back-to-backs. Chicago leads after 3, and then gets outscored by 13 in the fourth, and Milwaukee covers that game. Milwaukee wins by 6, laying 5. And you're in the same type of boat here, right? That game actually was in Chicago, and it was actually without Pat Connaughton and without Brook Lopez. Let's talk about guys that have returned to the Milwaukee lineup here. So I do like the Bucks here. You're right. We, Dan sat in your chair yesterday, Philly fan that he is, and heard all 3 of us, top, middle, bottom, all screw the contrarian gods. And, Dan walked out there the happy guy because Tyrese Maxey played well. But I'm going to buck him again here. I think the Bucks are the right side. Bucks are off that loss on Saturday, and the 2 days off really gives them a little extra fuel than the Bulls in this particular situation of back-to-back.
I know who Robert. The minute Robert, our producer, heard all 3 people going against the contrarian gods, I know who he bet last night, you crazy bastard. All right, so the Bulls +8. Tony Finn likes the contrarian gods, and the Bulls, Ski and Rob Vino looking the other way at the home team there, the Milwaukee Bucks. All right, let's check out a featured matchup that we've got here tonight, and it's an intriguing one, especially with, again, guys, about a dozen games left here, regular season games, with the Clippers traveling to Denver to take on the Nuggets. It opened up at 8, 220.5 as a opening total in this one, and it is an intriguing matchup here, Ski. I mean, they are sitting somewhere around that 8 seed, I believe the Clippers are right now. So every game kind of matters a little bit with them heading into Denver. It felt like a big number. It looks like the market has moved towards them. I'm seeing a lot of 6s now. Do you agree with the market movement towards the Clippers?
I do agree. I would agree because, no secret. I think they have 3 days rest compared to 1 for Denver here. And Denver just hasn't been playing that well. I think they're 50-50 as far as winning the game straight up the last 2 weeks. 2-6 against the spread, though. And you're asking them to win by a pretty sizable margin. When I look at, I really don't trust Denver's defense. So I'll be looking towards Clippers plus the points if I have to take a side here. But it's also interesting to me, like the total, and I didn't see it right before we came on the show, but last I saw was 223 and for the full game. But the first half was 108. And I just look at both of these teams. I know the Clippers lately, they've been playing some teams who play a little bit slower and having lower scoring. But combined, both of these teams, last 10 games, in the first half, they average around like 113.5 points. So I know Denver is the second best over team in the first half in the league. And I'm trying to really talk myself into over 108. Maybe I have a feeling Mr. Robino can help me out. But those are the 2 ways I'm looking. First half over and full game Clippers.
I like that. How about it, Vino? We've seen this Clippers version before, though, haven't we? Where the offense disappears for a stretch of games. They play some defense, but they just can't score. So what do we do in Denver here tonight with this Clippers-Nuggets team?
Well, if you are buying what Nicholas Batum is selling, then you're on the Clippers here. Just a quick quote from Batum. After the Clippers had to play 7 games in 11 days, which is pretty rough stretch. And they lose the finale, their most recent game, by 29 points in Utah. A night when, in other circumstances, the Clippers probably would have looked attractive at that price. But here's what Batum had to say. The last 2 weeks have been really, really tough. You can watch the last game in Utah. We had nothing left. I think it's not like we didn't care. We really tried in Utah. We really tried, but we had nothing. The 2-3 days that we've had off have been good for us. had a good practice today, will go out and go get it back tomorrow. To me, that's just a team that had no legs, and now it's almost like a fresh start here for them. They can't really maneuver anywhere where the playoff race is concerned. I mean, their position at 8 with only 10 games left to play, I think, is pretty stable, both above them and below them. So I think they're looking at 8-1, but they're looking to get ready here for the playoffs. So I could see Clipper money being correct as far as the number being pushed down. And to Ski's point about first half over, I mean, I don't know how you don't play it. Nuggets first half over has been a thing all season long. No real reason to buck that side of it. And to think that the Clippers will have fresh legs here in this particular game, I think indicates that they may come out and make some shots that they just didn't make at the end of that extended 7 and 11 days. So I would look Clippers, I think, is solid where the side is concerned. And I think that first half over is solid as well.
Yeah, I mean, how many times have we talked about it, Tony Finn, with the Denver Nuggets? It's first half or not, really, in a lot of situations, both sides and totals, because especially at home, we just, what happens when Jokic goes to the bench? So what do we do here tonight with a potential? They're trying to hold on to the 6th seed, the Nuggets. They don't want to play in game. So what do they do here tonight?
Well, I don't. These guys have followed the Clippers, followed Denver, just like I have. I don't. I've tried to jump on that Clippers wagon. There was a period in time about 2 weeks ago when they put together a nice little run, and then they went down to, I think it was Houston or San Antonio. They went somewhere South Texas and just got smoked. They played twice, I think, back-to-backs in Houston's, and both games came in under. They were defensively, they were good, but we're back to their old offensive ways. And that's where they are again. They are, maybe they're tired legs. They look at their numbers. There's no advantage. The Clippers show no advantage on extra rest on 2 days. They're still a sub-500 team against the number. If they have rest advantage, they're still sub-500 numbers. This Batum is giving you some smoke and some, you know what, to sip on and taste, and I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it at all. You look at what Jokic's done against Zubac, and it's just sickly. That's how good he is. Now, Denver's 0-3 straight up against the spread for the Clippers. Nothing great Denver here, is there? 4-4 straight up, 2-6 against the number. Their issues are obviously 117.5 every 100 possessions defensively, but if their defense is going to get well, this is the team to do it against. Give me the Nuggets minus the points, and I don't have a big opinion on the total. If it does go over, it goes over because of Denver, not because of the Clippers.
Kind of feels like it's going to be a big prop game, too, in that one as well. Maybe some angles to look at there. All right, guys, there you got it. Now we do have a total. In fact, we're going to talk about. Boy, it is going to be fun. It is overtime. We'll focus on the total, and we'll head to Madison Square Garden as the Atlanta Hawks are taking on the New York Knicks. Now, interesting enough, it really hasn't moved an awful lot here, as I'm still seeing 226s, 226 and a halves in that ballpark there. Listen, bad offense versus bad defense. Does that mean more points than usual? Ski, in your mind, we are going to have an interesting lineup there tonight for the Knicks. They're going to be missing a big gun, but does that matter to you? How do you approach the total in this one?
Well, I mean, Julius Randle, I think if anything, he matters more on offense than defense. So I think, that goes against the over. I look at the last 2 weeks. Both teams combined 10 and 5 towards the under. And it's a lower total for a Hawks game, but the way the Knicks have been playing defense lately, like over that 2 week span, they're only allowing less than 104 points per game. So if they're going to play like that, which, they seem pretty focused, and I expect them to keep it going, I will lean more towards an under in this game than an over.
Feels like we're going to have a big night for a couple. I mean, Julius Randle out, Obi Toppin, correct, Rob? Will start in his place tonight, which should give R.J. Barrett a lot more. Scoring's got to start, begin, and end with him, right? So does he go off tonight? Do we go up and over this total? What happens?
Yeah, this Julius Randle thing is interesting, Joe, because he's listed as injured. But he's been in such an offensive slump as of late and brought nothing to the table offensively last 3 games that you wonder if it's just not Tom Thibodeau giving him a night off to think about it for a bit here, because it's been really bad for him. And having Obi Toppin in his place might not be a bad thing where points are concerned, where more accurate shooting is concerned, where better shot selection is concerned, all of those things that would lead you to an over. I think Trae Young is the guy you want to watch out for here. I'm sure he's going to get the huge chorus of boos. Everything you read and hear this morning is the Trae Young game back in the Garden after taking a bow to Spike Lee and the fans. He's usually ready for stuff like this, so I would expect Trae Young to have a pretty good night. I don't really see any Nick guard in the lineup that can play enough defense to stop him. I mean, Alec Burks and Evan Fournier, they're not really known for defensive prowess. So it should be a good game there. And I think the only thing I would wait on is the Bogdanovich situation. If Bogdanovich can go, and last time I looked was about an hour ago, he was still listed as game time. But if Bogdanovich goes, I think I would be on over in this contest. I get that they're without John Collins still, but John Collins brings as much defense as offense to the floor. Without him, Atlanta's not a good defensive team anyway. But without him, they're probably worse. So give me Bogdanovich, and I think I could get to the over. Without it, I think it's probably too close to call here. And I may lean under, but I don't think I'm betting any unders in Atlanta games. So it's probably, let me change that. It's probably over or nothing.
So I'll say this, Tony, but I see the first half too, 115.5 in this game right now. Ski brings up a good point here. Certainly, maybe the Knicks offensively a little bit better with this lineup, a little quicker, more points on the board tonight. What do you think?
Well, it's pretty interesting that you bring that point up, because when I look at there's only 2. This Burks, Fournier, Barrett, Toppin, Robinson. That's who I have as the first 5. I don't know if you guys have that as the first 5.
Yep.
That's who I have. They've had 2 possessions. They've played two possessions together on the floor, and their nets are minus 200. But that's 2 possessions, so anything can happen in 2 possessions. Right. 2 possessions. The deal is on this one is that with Randall, let's just say overall, and they do have Grimes is back. They have some. They really, the Knicks are the ones that really has gotten healthier, and they're on a 7-2 against the number run. I called this team dead a while back when they started that road trip and they were playing poorly, and they started that road trip badly. They got out to L.A., and all of a sudden something kicked in, and they've been pretty good since, pretty competitive, much more competitive than the Hawks, and they continue. The market continues to value this Hawks team, who is just not very good. They're nothing compared. They're nothing. They're not in the same envelope, the same container, the same folder they were last year when they were playing in the NBA in the East, for the East Finals. They're not. And defensively, they're horrific. The Knicks playing pretty well. Both these teams, metrically, there's not a big difference. Where is this number coming from? All the value, even without Randall, who, by the way, what Rob said is correct, and Ski as well. If you look at the metrics without Randall, he's been miserable this year. He's nothing compared to what he did last year. He carried this team last year. They're +7. This is a team that's basically a nil metrically with Randall, a +7 without Randall. Give me the Knicks plus the points and over the total.
He likes it up and over. Interesting first half. We're not at 230 for a full game, but we're over 115.5 in the first half in the Garden. Is an interesting look there as well. Now, only 4 games on the board here tonight. There is 1 game we left off, and we'll see if these guys are going to go dog shopping here with that game, as they are barking. Robert, let's get it.
That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. And anybody got to say anything, you let me know. That's my dog.
All right, and Rob Bino, good news. I talked to Will in Vegas over the weekend. He will be sending you these cards in Braille from now on, so you won't have to worry about reading them very much. As 4 games, guys, 4 dogs, Magic. The Knicks the Bulls and the Clippers all present some interesting dog spots here tonight. So talk to me here, Ski. Which one of these dogs would you make your own tonight?
Well, I think, and it's kind of tough without Julius Randle, but I hear both of these guys saying the Knicks should still be okay. I'm gonna go with.
Oh, hell no, you didn't say that. Oh, hell no, you didn't.
I'm gonna stay away from that game. That Knicks game, I'm gonna stay away. But I'm gonna go with the Clippers just because they got more rest, and you guys know I love the rest advantage. If I have to pick one dog, that's who I'm rolling with.
All right, let's go here, Finn. Light it up for us here, Tony. Which of these dogs here tonight takes it home?
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna stick with one I just discussed. I'm gonna stick with the Knicks as being a home dog at MSG. Atlanta 1-8 against the spread this month. I think they're 2-9 across the last 11. How they came into this game with or without Randall. Without Randall makes sense as far as perception goes, but this is the wrong team's favorite here in this game. The Hawks basically have a plus 0.6 net rating. The Knicks minus 0.6, which is a wash. Give me MSG plus those 2 points. Give me this Knicks team who again 7-2 against the number last 9 against a defensive team. Our team is playing defense like high school kids. I'll take the Knicks plus the points as my dog of the day.
Yeah, I feel like you almost got to sprinkle a little money line action there if you're going to go. Just ain't going to be mine or Ski's money. That's for shit show. Talk to me, Rob Vino. Which one of these dogs you going with here tonight?
Yes, somebody increased the font size on these because I can't actually read these things today. They made them
I told you.
It's like they're on my level now. It's like reading a Dr. Seuss book. So I got these covered. I'm going to I have to side with Ski up at the top here because I think the Clippers are the best dog out of this 4-team bunch. A lot of the stuff I said earlier, the rest for the Clippers and the quotes from Batum, take them for what they're worth. But I can take the 3 games that these teams have played this season. And all 3 games they played, they were decided by 2 points, 2 points, and 3 points. And I'm getting 6.5. So it's a hotly contested series all season long. Listen, they haven't had Paul George or Kawhi Leonard, so that's no reason why these games were 2, 2, and 3. It's the same guys, the same matchups, the same everything. You're going to give me 6.5. 3 times they've showed me that the games don't come close to being decided by 7 points. I'll take the points with the Clippers.
All right, Clippers, it is here, guys. Big night for dogs there. Which one's going to take it home? Now it is time to talk some best bets. All right, let's see what happens. 4 games on the card here tonight. Not a lot to choose from, but maybe it's a prop bet, a side, a total, a first half, first quarter. Who knows? A lot of different ways to make some money on the card here tonight. Ski, 60 seconds, my man. Which way you going tonight for a best bet?
Well, I'll share something that I'm looking at first, and maybe might get there, but I just want to share something extra since we don't have a lot of stuff I love today. But Golden State, they allow 29.3 points per game in the first quarter on the road. The last 3 games, they've allowed 29.7, and the Magic have scored more than 26.5, which is their first quarter team total the last 4 games. And I know Suggs is out, but he's been out 3 of those 4 games. So I am looking at that first quarter team total over 26.5. For the best bet for the show today, I think I'll go back to that Clippers game, and I just can't help myself. I look at the Nuggets. I know they're their second best first half over team, and you're going to give me 108. They're more towards, I want to say 119, 118 the last 10 games. It's the Clippers average that's bringing them down. So we're going to go up and over 108 in the first half for Denver and Los Angeles Clippers. And I hate saying Los Angeles, but yeah, that's the play for today.
Yeah, the Clippers. He's going with the real team from LA. I love it. All right, making money with them.
And we won yesterday. Leave us alone.
I'm not saying anything. Not saying anything bad. Talk to me here, Tony Finn. which 60 seconds on the clock, which way are you looking at for a best bet tonight?
Well, we might as well make this interesting, right? And I'll just go ahead and take the Nuggets
Ooh.
as my best bet, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'll try to make this quick. First and foremost, the defensive issues that the Nuggets have are real. There's no doubt they've had those most of the season. In fact, I bemoaned this team. I remember saying what dogs they were unless they started playing better offensively. And Jokic woke up and was going to be able to, play hurt, play tired. This team was going to struggle, and here they are. However, I'm sorry, but this Clippers team offensively, they're inept. The times that they've been good, when they've been good, it's Jackson that's been really good. And listen, if you're going to make it, I got 13 seconds, 12 seconds left. If you're going to make me play that Jackson's going to be 25 points good or 25 points bad, I'm going to go to the bad side. Give me the Nuggets.
Oh, and the Nuggets. I don't like that. All right. We got a little battle going on there. A little fin dust, little one side or the other. So that means Rob Vino is somewhere in this 60 seconds going to break the time. I know he is. So he's going to break this tie. So, Vino, give it to us, my man. Which way are you looking at for a best bet tonight?
Listen, I hate when I go last and it just gets absolutely ruined for me, right? Skis all over this first half Clippers Denver over. And the last 48 games played by the Denver Nuggets, they're 41-7 over 108 as far as first half total is concerned. 41-7. Sit down and think about that for a second here. At 108 is just a ridiculously low number for any Nuggets game. I think you have to play it mechanically knee-jerk for no other reason. But for my best bet, I'll let that go with Ski, and I'll go back to the Milwaukee game. I just think Milwaukee's the better team here. Like the situation as far as back-to-back is concerned, Milwaukee rested. The Zach LaVine situation, don't think he'll play here. And if Patrick Williams gets limited minutes, get a little bit of a personnel edge. Milwaukee's owned this team, numbers-wise, in this matchup for a long time now. So it's a pretty good matchup for the Bucks. Giannis will play here. I'm going to go ahead and take Milwaukee. We'll lay the 8 points.
All right. Boom, guys. Opportunities galore here tonight. It's just a 4-game card, though, but certainly some edges there. Good stuff. Let's recap it one more time. As Ski, he going with his Clippers, the LAD team from LA. The Clippers. He's got a jersey on order and everything, I heard. Nasty rumor going on. Clippers Nuggets first half over 108 points. While Tony Finn, he says, give me those Knicks, man. I'll take the 3 points against Atlanta. However, he's going opposite. He's also going to lay it with the Nuggets to get it done at home against those Clippers. While Rob Vino, his dog, him and Ski seem to be on the same page with them Clippers barking. His best bet, though, is going to be Lady 8 with the Bucks, which happens to fly right in the face of the contrarian gods here tonight who like the Bulls +8. And I know Rob Vino would not have it any other way. And I will also tell you guys, Rob Vino, the $2 handicapper right now at WagerTalk.com, which means best bet up, locked, and loaded for you. Just $2 if you head over to Rob Vino's page right now at WagerTalk.com. Also, keep in mind, guys, you can grab every one of Rob Vino's plays for the rest of the NBA season right through the finals. All you got to use is the code VINO199 at checkout, guys. Grab the rest of the season through the playoffs and the championship right now with Rob Vino. Tony Finn locked and loaded people here tonight, not only in the association, but he's got a couple of great plays ready to go, whether it be college hoops or NBA. Tony is crushing it. And Ski, you know Ski is ready to go here, man. He is looking at it. Couple of plays will be up and ready to rock and roll there for him. Make sure you visit Ski's page at WagerTalk.com. Hit that bell in the upper right-hand corner, guys. We'll do this all over again. Manana, big card, and we're in the home stretch here, the regular season of the association. Now's the time to make some money. You got Sweet 16 coming up. A lot more focus and eyeballs, I think, in the betting markets. Going to be looking at the college game, not so much the association. So let's take advantage of it. On behalf of Ski, Tony, Finn, and Rob Dino, guys, we appreciate the time. Hit that bell in the upper right-hand corner. Come back and join us. And until then, best of luck with your plays tonight, guys. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. Good luck.
Yes, there will be baseball. After a 99-day lockout, we now have a complete 162-game schedule starting with opening day on April 7th. To celebrate the return of baseball, we want to do a wow promotion, so here we go. The first 50 customers will get the full season of MLB, including the playoffs, for just over $3 per day. How much of a wow is this? MLB through the All-Star break is priced at $7.95, and through the World Series is priced at $1,095. But the first 50 customers can get MLB through the World Series for $6.99. No coupon is needed, and this comes out to just over $3 per day. Once we hit 50 redemptions, the super early bird discount will come down, and the lowest possible price to lock in baseball will no longer be available. So act fast before you get shut out on our biggest price drop ever.